Dear Chairman Wiggum and Ranking Member Kelly and members of the Ohio State and Local Government Committee, thank you very much for taking this video testimony. I am the leader of the international movement to #LockTheClock, also known as a guy in his blog in his home office in Denver, Colorado. For more than 6 years now, I've been writing about this topic, but in the last couple of years, the volume has turned way up on legislative action. I've now testified in a dozen states, been featured on the BBC and the New York Times, and on The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. I'm very sorry I can't be there with you today in person. I look forward to a post-COVID era when I can be there. I could wax eloquently for hours about the evils of changing the clock twice a year. Just ask my wife, she'll tell you this is true. But I've seen how this joint resolution sailed through the Ohio Senate, and I watched the sponsors introduce this bill in the House committee last week, and I saw the positive overall reaction, so I don't think there's a need to do a lot of convincing. Several questions did come up, though, that I thought I might shed a bit more light on. First was a question from Representative Ginter, who first expressed huge support and then asked, why hasn't this been done before? Well, the reason is this. Tied up in this issue are two questions. Should we stop changing the clock twice a year? And then what time zone should we land in? And the confusion about the second question is what ties up progress on the first question. Well, that seems to be fading away now. When I first started blogging about this, there was no action anywhere in the country. Then I put together a research page showing all of the death, all the economic hardship, all the overall negative consequences that result from stealing an hour of sleep from the whole country one Sunday each spring. After that research started spreading, states started treating this like the serious public policy issue that it is, and not some quirky side issue. We now have 15 states around the country that have passed something in the last 2 years. And federal bills have gotten more bipartisan support than ever before. And then as to the second question, well, I think that's something that each individual state should grapple with after the decision is made to lock the clock and stop changing in and out of daylight saving time. Another question came from Representative Becker, who brought up the temporary change that was made in 1974. And that did happen, and it was a disaster. It was ordered by President Nixon in the depths of Watergate. And instead of being planned for in advance, it was put into place in January on very short notice. Changing the clocks in the spring and the fall is bad. Changing the clocks in January without very much warning at all is just torture. Congress got rid of that after just 1 year. It was such a failed experiment that it's part of, I think, why we haven't had a lot of progress on fixing this, because of the negative hangover of what that was like, trying to change the clocks in January. Now people in general are suggesting a much more phased-in and science-based approach. Representative Wiggum brought up the fact that constituents really want to fix this, and he's exactly right about that. He also brought up studies about the health effects, and yes, Representative Wiggum, there are a lot. Heart attacks go up, strokes go up, workplace accidents, traffic accidents, just overall deaths climb in the days after the spring forward time change. I've collected all that on my blog, which is sco.tt/time/research, and you can see it all there. And thank you, Representative Wilkin, for bringing some levity to the issue. There is a lot of that goes along with that, and some of the best explanations of what's crazy about daylight saving time have actually come from comedy shows and from funny memes and funny videos. I've collected those on my blog, and they're always the most popular pages that I have each year. So this resolution is a great first step. You're to be congratulated for considering it, and I hope that you'll pass it. The next step will be a real bill. I'm happy to work with you in any ways that I can to help take that next step in the coming months. Thank you very much. My name is Scott Yates from Denver, Colorado.